episode 1 of Not Another... What's it called?
Not Another Couples Podcast.
Well done. Good job. He's paying attention and
That's
I'm not.
why I'm here.
That's what we're calling it. I hope you like it. This here, the pink beaver. It's nice, isn't it, your pink beaver t-shirt?
Mm-hmm.
You like beavers, don't you?
That's my... Well, it would be even better if it was yellow, because that's my favourite colour.
Is it? Yeah. Oh, I know that.
Yellow.
Yellow. Hi, you're my husband.
Yes. Episode 1.
Episode 1.
We've got a live audience. We've got Ziggy and Yogi watching us.
Yogi's staring at us because he actually needs some more food and he
Jibby
can't
jabby.
wait.
Diabetic dog. Sorry.
Diabetic dog. That could be like a children's programme. New
Or
cartoon.
the new podcast.
New cartoon. Diabetic dog. So we are going to talk to you and you're going to have a lovely time listening to us.
Well, you've been doing this a bit.
I'm a professional.
How many have you done?
I have
Cox Live.
done, well, lots of Suzie Cox Lives, but I've also done a podcast with Anna, which was called Brave Pants with Vogue and the Viking. And then I've also done, in lockdown, just because I was a bit bored as well, and we love dogs and everybody loves dogs, we did Top Dogs and Their Humans. And that was all about chatting to lots of very fabulous people and about their dogs and find out about their lives and stuff. So that was quite good. But this is going to be the best one ever, obviously.
Well, they somehow, those in power, thought this was a good idea, having me on it.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we've been together for 27 years.
So,
Can you believe that? I don't know how that happened because I'm actually only 27. So
yes, I haven't reached puberty.
Well,
or maturity.
Mentally, definitely not.
Yeah.
So this could be make or break. I mean, we've been married for how long? I'm going to test you now.
2002.
Well done. So
22 years.
Well done.
Yeah, baby.
Didn't even have to prompt him or pay him to say that.
That's good, isn't it?
22 years. So it could be make or break. I mean, this could be the make or break.
I
of our
think
marriage.
I've already seen the pattern to this podcast. It's basically Susie's mic just constantly on and mine just like flatlining, like I've died.
You're going to talk a lot in a minute because I'm going to interview you.
Oh, no.
No.
Okay. Well, but I
I'm
thought
not gonna
but the whole
interview you.
idea of this was to talk about how we met.
I know, but that's something I might prompt you with a few questions, that's all. Because obviously I know the answers. I know what you're going to talk
All of them.
about.
There might be some secrets.
Secrets and lies.
Yeah,
That's
baby.
the whole thing. Let's hopefully no lies. So, right, you can tell the story. You can do the talking now. I'm going to shut up.
All right. This is brilliant. 1997, Birmingham. August? God, I'm getting too well.
Not speaking.
Not your normal dating site or meeting place. I got put through to Gladiators, the original Gladiators, by a friend. I thought it was an indoor athletics competition. And I turned up and I thought, there's no track in Victoria, London. Anyway, turned up and it was big emblazoned Gladiator sign. So I turned up and did the trials and did okay. But I think they were more impressed with me just screaming. I think they did a, what's it called? A video, VT or whatever, where I had to sing.
Yes, you did a physical test and then
Yes.
you had to do like a little camera.
Yeah, and then I
test.
just screamed happy birthday to someone and they thought, well, and maybe they were hitting their quotas because they weren't.
He's a nutter. Let's get him on.
Well, and Ginger. So
Ginger, Ginger, freckled,
Yeah, and slightly camp.
private school
Private school
knob, and fitness.
So yes, so somehow they thought it was a good idea that I would be selected. So go up to Birmingham with all the other contestants, staying in the Cockthorne
Cockthorne, but we renamed it.
and it was actually hot. Birmingham was hot.
Well, it was summer. It was August.
Yeah, I know, but it's Birmingham.
Sorry, people from Birmingham.
But it was hot. I remember it being
It's
hot.
north of where we live, so everywhere north of where.
And so we trialled for the Glads. You have to go through all the games for insurance purposes, which was great fun. I was mostly one of the oldest. It was me and another fireman. I was 27.
Woo! Really old.
And the rest were about early 20s, 18s, and it was
19.
like I imagine what it's like Freshers Week in uni, where it seemed to become a shag fest, where all the contestants were just having a lovely time.
There's a lot of physical testosterone and egos.
And so we did the trials, did all that, or the testing.
Yeah.
And then I think, had I done one show when Jenny
What do
came
you
up.
mean you can't remember?
No,
This is
but
like the most iconic moment of your life.
you've got steamy glasses.
I'm really hot.
Um,
It's sweating.
so I think it was the second show I was on. I was
So,
filming live.
all right, your version. This is your version, and then I'll tell my version.
Okay, my version. So I think I'd done one show, and it was the second show. No? Anyway, Jenny, who was one of the other gladiators, Rebel, who's a very good ex-athlete, Olympian, and we kind of knew each other from the track a bit. She came up to me, it was like back at the schoolyard, and said, have you got a girlfriend? Do you love her? Obviously, I'm like playing my cards. I'm like,
so what was the answer to you? Do you have a girlfriend?
I did have a girlfriend, and she was watching in the audience, which isn't very good now. Well, at least it wasn't a fling. At least
well, yeah, 27 years we've had to work to prove a point.
And then she goes, well, my friend fancies you, and then pointed to Suzie, aka Vogue at the time, in the warm-up room or wherever they were, and I thought, "Whoa, yeah, nice." So my response to "Do I love my girlfriend" at the time changed a bit. I went, just kind of murmured, and then I think we then got set up. Wait, no,
all right.
Then we got set up, and
it's really hard.
Didn't we meet in a club? We met in a club. Oh, it was a shit song. What was the song she made us?
Feeling hot.
Oh my God!
I can't believe you can't remember that. That's like
ingrained in either that or ABBA. I mean,
all
it's
I
just
listen
shit.
to is that song now.
And so we danced together, and it was all a bit. And then did I come back to your room that night? I did come back to you. But the main reason why we got together because the Copthorne didn't have aircon.
This is it.
And the Hyatt.
Our whole marriage is based on air conditioning.
Being cool. I'm always hot. I'm always sweaty.
I'm hot. I'm the one sweaty with steamy glasses. Jesus.
So that's how we met, because of the aircon.
It's nice, isn't it? Nothing to do with me being really nice or you.
No, you were lovely.
Were. Ooh. See, this is going to end. Well, that's sort of similar story. It is a very similar story. So backtracking to the silly club next door, I think. We basically did filming. When we were filming, we did lots of training days, and then we had camera rehearsal days. And on the camera rehearsal days, we were all just like sitting around, just bored because there was nothing to do.
So you just thought, I don't know,
nothing better to do.
Let's get off of the ginger bloke.
Let's feel sorry for the ginger freckle bloke. We went to this, I think it was one of those backpackers bars or something like that next to the Hyatt 5-star hotel that we were staying in. And what are you fiddling with the mic?
Well, mine doesn't seem to be quite as loud as yours, but that's the story of my life, I think.
Quite loud.
Yeah.
And so we were staying in the Hyatt. So next door was this backpackers bar. We all went round there. Well, a few of us went round there one night, I think, when we had a day off or evening off or something. And all the contenders, as you were saying, were all like snogging and getting off with each other over one side of this room.
I wasn't, you were being aloof. I'm always aloof. People tell me I'm aloof. I love that.
So not, but then I think, so we're going to just like intersperse a little bit here. I think when you're out, you're actually a different person to when you're at home. When you're at home, you're a nutter. And when you're around people, you know you're a nutter. But when you're in, like, so people at the school gates, all the other parents would say to me, oh, so like, they'd see me being all like, woo! And there's your kids are so like you. And I'm like, they're not. They look like me, but they behave more like him.
Mature.
So, because he would come to the school gates and just stand there all like very serious and quiet, because basically didn't want to talk to anyone.
Yeah.
And so he would just sort of stand away from everybody and stand there being antisocial. So they'd all think that he was like the sensible, mature one in the family, but actually you're not.
Well, I was just kind of doing a recce, like seeing which parents I wanted to hang out with.
True.
So
it's the same thing probably then in the bar. You were up. I just remember you were up standing by the bar and everybody else was sort of... So I didn't even know you were a contender. I didn't even know you were in the show.
Just some good-looking guy hanging by the
bar.
Who's
that weirdo in
with
glasses?
long hair.
Honestly, I'd like long...
Wasn't like that.
Floaty hair. It was Richard Clayderman hair.
No.
If you know who that is.
They were slightly curtainish.
Yeah, you were a bit more... Because it was the 90s, people. This is what we did in the 90s. Our kids can't believe you had long hair.
Well, now I'm going bald.
Longer. Much longer hair.
I think there's a bald patch coming.
A slight little receding area of hair. That's okay. So yeah, my version was I saw you and I was like, oh, he's quite good looking. Who's he? Ooh. And then obviously Jenny spotted you and realised she sort of vaguely knew you through athletics and stuff. And that's when she approached you. And it was literally like going back to school. Where I felt
she approached me in the stadium.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, like once she realised, I think I don't know whether she was with us that night. I can't remember. My side also involved speaking to the camera guy, Dave, the camera guy who used to go around and film all the VT at home. So like Mark who works in Mayfair, lives blah, 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 what he does for a living and meet their family.
Building a wall, I remember that.
All the behind the scenes stuff. So you have to show what you do for a living and where you live and all your friends and your girlfriends and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And so I because I like to know things, as you might have gathered, I asked him who were the good contenders this year, because I'd already been on the show for a couple of years, so I was like, I want to know who's good, who thinks they're going to win, who's cocky, who's like, rubbish. And so he gave me a little quick rundown, because obviously he meets them all, meets you contenders before you come to the show. And you started listing people, and actually then he said your name, which really spoke to me, Mark Roberts.
Oh, he was the gay bloke from aerobics.
So in our aerobics team, the last time we competed in Las Vegas...
Can you say gay?
You can say gay. He was gay. It's fine.
Happy?
Sometimes he was happy.
Okay.
So we had a team member called Mark Roberts. And just prior to me meeting this Mark Roberts... Are you fiddling? Stop fiddling with your
unless
knobs.
I'm really close
Leave your
to
knobs
it.
alone. Excuse
Okay.
me. Right. Do you want more loudness?
I'm only comparing it to yours, and it's like, oh, there we are. I seem to be slightly better now.
Because I'm
Otherwise,
a professional.
Blair, who actually is the skilled one here, who's going to edit all of this.
Producer. Let's call him Producer Blair.
Nice.
Can I continue?
Sorry.
Jesus, so embarrassing.
It's working now.
I've forgotten what I'm saying now.
You were talking about Dave, the cameraman, was talking about the people.
Yes, and he's Mark Roberts. We're back to Mark Roberts.
Oh, yeah, the gay bloke. Happy.
So Mark Roberts was this guy in our team, and just prior to me meeting this current Mark Roberts, current husband...
not gay.
Not gay, apparently.
Metrosexual.
Metro. So just prior, the other Mark Roberts had an article in the News of the World or something about some dodgy, weird, I'm not going to, sexual ring, not ring, that's the wrong word.
Butt plug.
Sexual.
Where did you get? What are you talking about?
There was you would only call it like not a paedophile, but it wasn't a paedophile.
He wasn't a paedophile.
He was a, what's it called, a gigolo or something.
Pimp.
No, he wasn't a pimp. He was involved in a sex scandal, let's just say, that was going on, and he was boasting about winning his aerobic medals and all this sort of stuff. So when I saw the name Mark Roberts on the list, or he said the name Mark Roberts, I was like, what? I thought it was the same person. Luckily, it wasn't.
No.
And there's two of them. We have another story about Mark Roberts, which we might tell you another day.
Oh, yeah.
But so Mark Roberts, blah, 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 talked about all the different people, and obviously then it turned out to be the same person that I'd seen in the club. So this story is interesting because it's quite funny that I'd seen you in the bar. Then
he
Mark
thought
Roberts,
I had a chance
he
of
described
winning.
you. Yeah, he described you, and I was like, oh, he sounds nice too. I mean, I was young, free, and single. Let's just say that at this point. And so I was like, oh, and then
How
it
old?
actually
23.
happened. 25.
Oh, yeah, it's only 2.
25.
No, that was a compliment.
23.
That was a compliment.
No,
So I
so
was
you
saying
can't actually remember how old I am.
2
You
years.
can barely remember how old you are, so
2
that's
years.
okay.
So this
3
was the
years.
argument I was
3
saying.
years. You're
I'm now
55,
I'm
I'm
55.
52.
So I'm in my 56th year, and you don't agree with this. So when you're 0, when you're born, you're in your first year. You're in your first year, aren't you?
I call
When
this
you're
my
born, you
50
don't say
Right.
like the baby. You don't say, right, I'm in my 0 year. You're in your first year when you're born. So I'm now
You
55.
haven't turned 1, have you?
No, but you're in your first year. You're in your first year. So I'm 55 going into my 56th year.
No, but so when I had my 50th, obviously I don't look it, 50th, I had my 50th year. So my birthday didn't have to be just about that one day. It's what I say to everybody. It puts the pressure on for this like one big day, one big event. I'm like, it's your 50th year. You've got all year where you are 50 and you then turn 51.
No.
Okay, answers on a postcard, write
Ziggy
in.
doesn't agree.
Comment,
She's shaking her
tell
head.
us
Yogi?
what you think. Do you agree with him or me?
Definitely. You don't say I'm in my 0 year.
Well,
When
you
you're
don't, 'cause you're
babies.
a baby.
No, but as the parents
No,
explain...
they're 10 months, they're 3 months, they're 463 months
we're
old.
digressing a little here.
463 months old. The dogs are like, yeah, whatever, shut up. Please.
Divorce?
Shut up. Oh, he is popped up then. Don't say
Oh,
that.
oh, sorry.
Oh,
She wants to live with me, though. You would live with me. Yogi would have with you,
100%. You can have her because she's
and
really
Ziggy would
annoying.
live with me.
Yogi loves me, don't
Sorry,
he?
Ziggy is a
Anyway,
Jack
back to
Russell
us.
Chihuahua. So, anyway, so yeah.
So Dave, Mark Roberts, told me about him. And then eventually that's when then Jenny came up to you, Rebel, and spoke to you when we were in the arena, I
Yes.
think, during thing, because obviously
Yes.
all of this had transpired before. We hadn't actually spoken at this point at all. So it was
No.
really embarrassing. In the Gladiator arena, everybody knows everybody's business. I used to call it like Planet Gladiator, and
Yeah.
because whatever happened, it spread. Because this is the days, people, before Facebook, Instagram, and social media platforms, and also phones with cameras. So actual gossip spread through people speaking to each other rather than on devices. So I remember being in our pen, it was called, like this sort of boxed arena, very unglamorous, with a few sofas and a couple of tables shoved in, that we used to like hang out in between games or in between
And eat
shows.
protein.
Basically, it's all the
Protein.
boys used to just eat chicken breasts and
Protein.
down protein.
And fart.
Yeah, probably.
A lot of wind.
we'd
A lot
just
of wind
got
back then.
a lot of
Protein
fake tan.
powders weren't
A lot
as
of
good.
fake tan. You think fake tan's bad now? Back in the 90s, it was even worse.
And you had your...
What are you going to say, please?
No.
I'm just
No, the
literally
one...
hands going.
What were the things that stopped your...
Bum stick!
Bum stick. To stop your outfit sliding up.
Yeah.
And then I used it for pole vault. It's brilliant for pole vault. But
I use my bum stick.
Do they
for
still
pole
sell
vault.
bum stick?
It's not actually called bum stick. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a bit like
Vag hider.
tickly. I'm not sure that would work. Vag hider.
I always have very good ideas.
Vag hider.
Sorry.
So yes, so that's the thing. We met backstage and we hadn't actually spoken. Jenny had introduced the idea that I was interested in him and what the feedback would be.
Can't blame her.
Literally by the later that day or even the next day, I can't remember, everybody knew. I hadn't actually said, "Hi, I'm Suzie. Nice to meet you," at this point. So every time Mark walked past or I walked past you, it was like all that elbowing and like, Sim, from the director, lovely Jonathan Glazier, producers, Kenny Warwick, makeup artists, the riggers, everybody knew, apart from we hadn't actually spoken at this point.
Oh, yes.
And then what happened?
So
Can
I
you
was
remember?
told by
What?
one of the riggers, what was
What?
that came upside down, the Scalextrics one?
Skytrack.
Yeah, so I was upside down getting all harnessed up, and the guy said, "Oh, one of the Gladiators fancies you."
See?
I was just about to start this weird game where you're like a gerbil
Yeah,
upside down.
literally
Very
the
strange.
weirdest game. People did tell me you turn upside down. You feel like you've turned over.
Yeah,
that
you
one,
lose
and
all
I
sense
did.
of...
You have
Yeah,
no
it's
idea.
very strange.
So
Yeah.
that was probably Nippy. He was one of the specialist riggers.
Nippy.
So when I did pole acts, he was at the top
Having
having
a
a
chat.
chat. Spooked me big time.
And then we met in the club.
In the
That was
club.
another day off, wasn't it?
No, then did we do that first? I can't remember. Yes, I think we met then, and then the riggers were all in the Holiday Inn hotel. So it was 3 hotels mainly used in Birmingham, and all the riggers were there, and they had the best parties pretty much. Slightly unnerving because their parties would go on till very late, early hours of the morning, and then they'd be up to set up the ground equipment. That's fine. So I think you came there. I don't know. A few of us went.
Oh, yeah.
And that's
Was that
when
where we did the dance?
that's
No.
when we actually had the first conversation. No, I think maybe we'd had the. I can't remember. It's such a long time ago. I think like the order. I remember the things, but I can't remember the order.
The thing.
The things that happened.
Very big thing.
The thing. Really?
Massive.
Is it? Is it?
It's just because sometimes you sit from a long way away.
Or you've been in the ice bath, maybe.
Oh, yeah. That's not impressive.
So then we met, and then apparently you had no aircon in your hotel.
Yes.
And it was very hot up there.
No, we were checking each other's tonsils out outside the
I
Hyatt.
felt like I was about 15. It was hilarious.
And then you invited...
No, I think we were outside, and lots of people, because it literally was like everybody knew everybody's business, and I don't know why we were standing outside, because it was like the most obvious place.
then-
You were saying goodbye to me.
Yes. It was one of those. It
You
was
were
like when you
supposed to
used to,
leave.
but like the old phones where you'd say bye and then you wouldn't bye.
Bye. And then everybody was walking past. Hi, Suzie. Nice. Suzie. Hi, Mark. I was like, oh,
Yeah, there was.
it was really embarrassing. Anyway,
great.
we didn't care.
And
And
so
then
I
you
did come
decided
upstairs.
to cool down in my room
Yes.
a bit.
Yes.
Mm.
And
And
that
did you
was.
still have a girlfriend at this point, Mark Roberts? No comment.
I do remember, obviously, being very excited, but also I've told you this. I had really bad wind.
Sorry, we
I
had a
don't know
panic
what
on
we
the
ate.
laptop.
Maybe it was because I was nervous. But I told you this.
Yes, I know.
But
I'm
I had to
literally
sneak into the bathroom and try and do quiet farts, where
Quiet
you part
farts.
your cheeks. And it,
I just thought you had a problem.
no, you didn't know.
I didn't
You
care.
just thought I had a small bladder. Kept going to the
Yeah.
toilet.
I thought you were
But
just too
remember that. I
excited.
just thought,
I thought you were just going to go and refresh yourself.
Why is it happening tonight?
Wash
Why have I
yourself.
got wind?
I don't know why, but then you left
Did I?
the room
Did I stay
at
the
some
night?
point. I don't think you stayed.
Yeah, just...
You reckon?
Yeah.
Kick him out.
Yeah. No, I left. Finished the deed and went.
All right, Muttley. Jesus.
2 minutes, if
Muttley.
that, with a chat, and then went home to the Copthorne
So we
and
could
sweated.
fart in all your glory over
And then
there.
that was the night that Hunter... I feel
Oh, they
weird
came for a
calling
little
him that name.
initiation ceremony
Yeah,
for
they
one of the
came.
contestants.
One of the
Just getting
guys
a
I
little
didn't
bit
like,
cocky.
and they
Just get him a
come in
coffee.
and pretend to kick the crap out of him or something.
No, we never did anything violent. They just like to sort of scare
Intimidate.
a few, the ones that were getting a bit too cocky.
There were some big boys
Thankfully,
there.
this was before all social media, so none of it was recorded.
Cheers.
Mm,
Electrolytes.
it's gone cold.
Tea's gone cold.
There's coffee. You made it for me.
This
It's
could be the
coffee.
opportunity. So, what anniversary was it?
Go higher again. Just rinked up.
I had the idea, and I was serious, and you
Serious?
Mark Warren Roberts. I was completely serious about it, and I wanted. Well, you sang, right? You'd already been in a band. You'd done Arch 21.
Been about Archery One with Hunter on drums.
And then
yes, thank you. Look it up.
I said, wouldn't it be nice if we go to a studio and sing a song together? And she literally just laughed in my face. So this could be the opportunity. I've already written a song. I'm not going to tell anyone about it yet because it's going to be massive. And you just laughed in my face. You went, that's the most cheesy thing ever.
Do you know why? Because I think Peter Andre and Katie Price had done something similar.
Who's Peter? Point. Am I Peter Andre or Katie Price?
What? Have you got massive fake boobs?
Massive. Look at those. I need a bra. Mike Joseph at work. He needs a bra.
Okay, that's a whole nother story. But I think that's what put me off. It gave me the ick because they had gone in and done it.
Could we
and
not
it was
be like
really
Jason and
bad.
Kylie?
We could.
I've got a beautiful voice.
You have. You've got a very nice singing voice.
On
wasn't
my motorbike
quite
helmet.
sure about.
When I sing with my motorbike helmet, I'm very good.
Yes, that's very nice acoustics just for you.
Yeah.
Who else? But you sometimes forget when you have your open face helmet. Or
oh yeah, when people look at me.
Lights and you're shouting. Have a little chat. He has a little chat with himself, don't you?
Yeah, often. I always have a chat with myself. So yeah, yes.
So yes.
And then we did have a proper date. You used to call it Planet Gladiators, as you mentioned, and we did have a date afterwards on a hill somewhere.
We went out on a hill.
We went on a hill, and you
Well, I just wanted to escape.
When you had your posh BMW. What was it? What colour was that?
Maria green.
Never heard of that colour since.
Basically light blue. But that's what they officially. It's
and
like
I thought,
elephant's
she's
breath.
got posh.
It's like elephant's breath paint.
You had a posh BMW. I remember that.
And you had a BMW motorbike, so don't be giving me that.
I didn't have it then.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
No, I had the Varadero.
No, Varadero came way later. You had your big BMW.
I didn't have that Harley Davidson, did I? The Harley Davidson. No. I had some disgusting Yamaha Farrago.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. No, you definitely.
I had the Yamaha Farrago.
Farrago.
Which
what colour was it?
Purple. It was disgusting.
Oh, I don't know. I've never met that one. Never met that one.
Oh.
The Varadero.
Did I have the BMW?
Was the rusty coloured one? Orangey rust coloured.
Varadero.
Yeah. Anyway. Well, anyway, you had a big motor.
So we met on a hill, and you thought it was never going to last because of Planet Gladiators. Was it still being filmed back then?
See, you can't get word in now. I know. Let's just let him go.
This is great.
I decided I thought we need to get away from like prying eyes and people nudging and knowing all our business. So I thought I just want to go away from the Gladiator thing and just get to know Mark and Suzie. Hey. So yeah, I like to be outside a bit. You like to be outside. So we drove out and just had a chat and canoodled probably.
We might have held hands.
Really hope our kids listen to this.
We might have held hands.
We might have held hands, yeah. Held hands. And then, so that because we had a day off. And
but it was still in Birmingham, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was still in Birmingham. It was out, I can't remember, something hills near Birmingham. We drove it. It was about half an hour, 40-minute drive or something. So I dragged him in my car, drove him out to the middle of nowhere.
And we talked.
Talked. And that was the start of a beautiful relationship.
1997. Have you noticed that 1997, whenever I look at things or read about things in the paper, everything seemed to happen in 1997?
Massive
Was
year.
that when Blair became Prime Minister?
Yes.
That was one thing.
No, that was before
Cameron?
that.
No.
No, it was Blair because I did Panto in
Panto.
It was Panto in Sunderland, and that was his. Sorry, that's a really bad accent. That was his constituency up the northeast.
Oh yeah, he came to visit.
And he came to watch my Panto in Sunderland. So that was in 96 into 97. So yes, May of 97 was when he got into power.
What else happened in nights? Lots of things happened. Whenever I look at things, I can't remember it now, but lots
of things happened. We can't remember what. Google it. Yes. So, and you also, we're going to just talk because you're wearing a Beaver t-shirt. I want to just bring in your Beaver idea. So Cub Scouts, guides, that stuff.
Oh, now this is massive.
See?
So this is going to be like my song, which will be huge as well. But it's a generational song, so it's going to take at least 4 or 5 generations.
Well, it's taken 27 years to write.
And it can only be a son that sings it. So as long as Flynn has a son. No, but that's the way it goes. Because that's the catch. That's the USP.
What's it called?
Can't
the
tell
USP?
Unique selling point.
P. Not a USB. Have some more coffee.
Beaver. Idea. So they don't really do it anymore. But you remember when you was supermarkets and there used to be people collecting at the end of the supermarket. I don't know, I'm looking at Yoki. You're collecting at supermarkets and they'd have a little bucket and stuff. And then we got friends Andy
was a Beaver leader.
Yes.
So you have Cub Scouts. Somehow they've got beavers and all sorts of random stuff. Back in our day, it was just Cubs. Scouts,
and they're always looking at ways of kind of raising money for their hut or whatever. And I thought, as a Beaver leader, we just thought it was really fun. Well, you did think it was really, really funny. But I was going to do
not that. I'm not going to tell you your idea.
Oh, being a Beaver leader.
Andy was like, he's a Beaver leader. I was like, you're a Beaver leader.
And so my idea was at the end of the supermarket tills, there would be people with ideally a live beaver, but maybe not, stuffed live beaver, and then you pay £1 to stroke his beaver. I mean, most blokes would do it, especially, if it was a good-looking girl and you...
No, because this is wrong.
No, you're not stroking her beaver.
I know that.
You're stroking a stuffed beaver.
And also it was wrong probably because there's children involved.
Now you get a photo with a thumbs up next to a beaver. No?
Maybe just have a really big...
So kids wouldn't know a
really big beaver. No one needs to hold it. No one needs to hold it. Like the one in the pub. So this t-shirt is from the pub in Morsine.
Marmot Door, which I call the Golden Beaver.
Golden Beaver.
Or the Pink Beaver. But
so they
have a wicker beaver.
But you could have a really big stuffed fur
You've got to have a proper...
Come up for... You stroke my beaver.
You've got to have a proper taxidermist who's got a...
that would just be... No, I'm not a fan of that.
Or then a fluffy toy that
like the stroke my beaver idea. I think that is funny.
I think people would
I don't think it has to be an attractive girl doing it because it's a...
Or an attractive guy, sorry to be sexist.
Exactly.
You can have
I don't know why I'm doing this. Hey. It's my chat show.
So that was my... and I have lots of clever ideas like this.
Clever.
Very clever.
Okay, are they?
Yeah. This time next year, we're going to be millionaires.
All right, Del Boy.
Yeah.
All right,
millionaires.
All right, well done.
30 minutes.
Jesus, all right. Give it a chance. We're only supposed to talk for 30 minutes.
I'm quite happy that mine is now actually showing some form. It's like an ECG. It's showing some form of life at the start.
You're actually alive.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we did have a bit of a panic at the beginning of episode 1 because
that's what got you sweaty.
I was sweating because the microphone set it all up all perfectly.
Susie's IT skills.
Oi, you're not much better.
I am.
You
don't see what I do up at work. I turn things on.
So we could talk to Blair, producer. Shh, I'm talking. Blair, producer, who's in Scotland. And we had to ring him all the way to Scotland and get him to say, press this, press that, press this, press that.
Turn it on and off again. And he's got a very high voice. 15
different ways of doing it. I was sweating, trying to hold the phone because we're supposed to do it right now. And we had this time slot to film. And
exactly.
We needed to do it now. Do it now. Okay, well, thanks very much. Thanks.
Lovely meeting you.
See you again.
Thanks.
Same time next
week.
Well, should we show them our handshake? Or is that secret?
That's secret.
Sorry, secret. You're going to know all our secrets.
Because then they could infiltrate our family. So if I was perhaps blinded and someone came up to me and did that handshake, I'd think it's you. It wouldn't be my daughter because she's got little hands.
She's got baby hands.
She's got tiny little hands.
She's She has got big. I've got quite big hands.
You've got massive
which you
hands.
were really worried
So
about.
one of my friends, remember, it's Gordon, wasn't it, that said never go out with a girl with big hands because it makes your cock look small. And luckily,
Is that your excuse?
No, but I've got a massive.
This.
You've got tiny hands. Tiny hands. This is pretty much life size.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
But anyway, on that note.
Thanks very much.
Thanks. Subscribe,
Clap,
like.
click. Do we click again?
Download, subscribe, like, listen to podcasts wherever you listen to them. Get on YouTube, watch it, love it. Help
Another
us.
couples podcast.
Not another.
I'm not too sure about that name.
Not another couples podcast.